Ethan Cole had mastered control in every area of his life, except the one that mattered most. As a successful single father and a self-made businessman, he knew how to command boardrooms, negotiate million-dollar deals, and silence a room with just a look. But when it came to his 8-year-old daughter, Lily, his world softened in ways he never expected. She was the only piece of his late wife he had left, and every smile she gave him felt like both a blessing and a reminder of what he had lost. So when an invitation to an elite charity gala arrived, an event he couldn't afford to miss, Ethan faced a dilemma. The invitation clearly stated +1, and in his world, showing up alone wasn't just awkward, it raised questions. Questions he didn't have the energy to answer. That's when he made a decision that would change everything. He hired a girlfriend. Her name was Ava Sinclair. She wasn't what Ethan expected. Instead of the overly polished, rehearsed woman he imagined, Ava carried herself with a natural elegance that couldn't be taught. Her smile was warm but not forced, her confidence quiet but undeniable. She listened more than she spoke, and when she did speak, there was sincerity in her voice that disarmed him. Their agreement was simple: she would accompany him to the gala, play the role of his partner, and leave afterward. No emotions. No complications. Just a business arrangement. Or so he thought. The evening of the gala arrived, and Ethan stood in his hallway adjusting his cufflinks, his usual calm demeanor slightly shaken. Lily peeked from behind her bedroom door, her curious eyes locked onto Ava, who stood gracefully near the entrance in a stunning midnight blue gown. "Daddy," Lily whispered, tugging at his sleeve, "is she a princess?" Ethan chuckled softly, caught off guard. "No, sweetheart. She's helping Daddy tonight." Lily stepped closer, her gaze fixed on Ava with innocent wonder. Ava knelt down to Lily's level, her voice gentle. "Hi, Lily. I've heard so much about you." Lily smiled shyly, then asked the question that made Ethan freeze. "Are you going to stay with us?" Ethan quickly interrupted, "Lily, that's enough," but Ava placed a soft hand on his arm and smiled. "I'm here tonight," she said kindly. But Lily's eyes held something deeper, hope. At the gala, everything unfolded flawlessly on the surface. Ava played her role perfectly, effortlessly blending into Ethan's high-profile world. She charmed his colleagues, impressed his business rivals, and stood beside him like she had always belonged there. But something unexpected happened. Ethan found himself watching her, not as part of a deal, but as a man noticing something real. The way she laughed genuinely, the way she made others feel seen, and the way she never once seemed intimidated by his world. For the first time in years, Ethan wasn't thinking about control. He was simply present. But the real moment came later that night, when they returned home. Lily had stayed awake, curled up on the couch, fighting sleep just to see them come back. As soon as the door opened, she ran toward Ava, wrapping her arms around her. "You came back," Lily said, her voice filled with relief. Ava hugged her gently, her expression softening in a way Ethan hadn't seen before. "Of course I did." Lily looked up at her, her next words simple but powerful. "Can you stay forever?" Silence filled the room. Ethan felt his chest tighten. This was exactly what he had feared, lines blurring, emotions complicating something that was never meant to be real. He stepped forward, ready to explain, to gently correct his daughter, to restore order. But before he could speak, he saw Ava's eyes. There was something there, something honest, something unguarded. She wasn't just playing a role anymore. And for the first time, Ethan realized, neither was he. He knelt beside Lily, brushing her hair back gently. "Sweetheart," he said carefully, "things aren't always that simple." But Lily shook her head, her small hands holding onto Ava's. "But it feels simple," she said. "She makes you smile. And she makes me feel like Mom used to." Those words hit harder than anything. Ethan looked at Ava, truly looked at her. This woman he had hired for a few hours had somehow stepped into the most fragile space in his life, the space he had kept closed since his wife passed away. And instead of breaking it, she had brought warmth back into it. Ava slowly stood, her voice soft but steady. "I don't want to hurt her," she said quietly. Ethan nodded, his voice low. "Neither do I." But deep down, he knew the truth, this wasn't just about protecting Lily anymore. It was about facing something he had been running from for years. the possibility of opening his heart again. The deal had been simple. One night. No emotions. But now, standing in that quiet living room, with his daughter holding onto a woman who suddenly felt like more than a stranger, everything had changed. And sometimes, the most unexpected arrangements lead to the most powerful beginnings. If this story touched your heart and you want to see what happens next, whether Ava stays, whether Ethan finally lets love in, and how Lily's innocent wish changes their lives forever, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Because the next chapter might just be the one that changes everything.